think this one is the award they won for leadership. Yeah? And they don't give it every year. The award is something more special, therefore it's also more prestigious.
Marco, maybe when it opens, maybe questions or so.
Yeah, exactly. Questions, just to check. Just to check. Who of you can raise hands, who of you think that TC wouldn't benefit from the model? If any. Just to check.
I have a first question before that is to know, like, in the practice of applying the model in other organizations, when they go for instance, for the questionnaire modality, how do they select who should fill out the questionnaire, or is it spread to everybody at the different levels? Because it depends very much who evaluates the kind of results that you can get.
Exactly.
I mean, probably if you ask leaders, they will say, oh, the problem is in processes, or they would see it as different. But if you ask the employees at the bottom level, they would see, it's a different results according to who the people respond. So how is it done in practice?
Well, in fact, the senior management decides, of course, who is filling the questionnaires and what is the scope. If it's sample population, if it's all the staff large, and of course it's important the segmentation. That okay, our pattern line people think we're very bad, important to address. Very important to address.
Is that something that's covered in this EFQN model? How?
Sorry?
To whom? I mean, is that something that's dictated or suggested by this EFQN model? Who to pick to fill out the questionnaires, or is that just something that's done generally?
No, the questionnaires that I have chosen are basic questionnaires.
But that's not the stuff you get from this EFQN model, is it?
It is. It is. They have this basic questionnaire, but one can, of course, customize it and put the questions that your organization needs. But the questionnaire, just because of time constraints, I just choose the basic one that they have. And they have also some software to help this process of self-assessment. So it's very interesting.
So they're actually provided, okay.
And there are, they are using really the model. There are like 30,000 organizations around the world using the model and benefiting from the model. And of course, the model is being revised continuously. The last revision was 2010, and they engage the executives, the line managers. So it's really very. It's not academic. It's not. I think it's not. Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe it can be.
Maximize it.
Ladies and gentlemen, push shutting system control.
On the bottom right side of this to make it bigger. Yes. No, it's much better.
Don't compare.
What he says.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think everybody of you can yell for excellence. Thank you very much for that.
That's it. And now we are having a lot of improvement initiatives. In the past we did a lot. When I started 12 years ago, there were no PCMF, there were not CPFS, no logical framework methodology, but it's a pity that we didn't have a baseline to show the impact with hard facts. So let's not miss the chance. And adapting a saying, a Chinese saying, the best time to establish a baseline is 50 years ago. The second best time is now. I will start. I finish. I thank you so much.
Very nicely done. Good presentation. We have 12 o'clock. I'm going to take a few minutes. If there's any other comments or feedback or suggestions that anyone has for Maria Lulia on terms of her presentation, her content, her preparations, any areas of improvement, anything that's unclear to you, or maybe should be reconsidered?
Is this model being applied to public organizations?
Any type of organization. Disregard of the size, of the maturity, of the sector. There are like 50 different industries, private, public.
UN organizations?
This I don't know. This I would have to find out. That would be interesting, yeah?
Just one comment, if I may. I think it's important, these events, to reflect, at least to launch reflection mindset to people. You were mentioning sometimes that this is not a serious effort, and I think this is a serious effort because compared to nothing, anything is serious. And this is very important, so don't say again it's not serious. It's serious. It's very serious. And it's serious because it launches this initiative of thinking in different dimensions that we are unfortunately not doing because of the day-to-day things. I really thank the opportunity.
People's Revolutionary Committee.
I
Yeah.
just want to pick on what you said. I think what the framework brings, and I think would be sort of part of motivation, is to put structure to all the different initiatives that are inside the house to try to improve. Every week you get like 2-3 deadlines, like input for this paper and paper. It's just like paperwork, and you don't feel that you're actually, whatever you said contributes to a bigger picture. And I think knowing that this is the department and these are the pieces that we're contributing to with our inputs can make a difference. From paperwork to reality, your contributions are really targeted. And by applying the model, managers, leaders can really find out what could be the starting point, because you get papers and comments for different like patchwork work, and so somehow putting strategy to the request to people would also make a difference in the contributions and effort that you put into those contributions. So.
Well, when you said that the best time was 15 years ago, correct me, those that are here longer, I think it has improved. I remember that, I don't know exactly when, there was an evaluation of TC that even Mr. Chen cried because there was the worst department in the organization. Wasn't it true?
Staff survey.
Some kind of evaluation, and he even cried. And then he was given 1 million, and with this 1 million he hired lots of people, and I think from that time to now it has improved, like you say, with CMF or CPF or whatever. So maybe there was not a model applied, but it was an empirical thing. I think everybody wants to improve as time goes by. When you start your presentation, I was in doubt what exactly you were going to show us. And then you give us this. And the first one, you say, plan and improve initiative across the 9 criteria. I took notes, and I don't know where is the 9 criteria. I took notes of the 8 fundamental concepts. And where are the 9 criteria? I didn't take notes. So you give me this to say the benefits of the IFQ model and 9 criteria. I took note of all your presentation, and I know where they are, but you didn't touch them.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, thank you very much for the feedback. I think it would have been good that I copied this model and give you together with the benefits.
Next time.
Do you think how would you suggest to apply this model in the house? For example, part by part, division by division, or would be good to apply the model in the whole organization at once? What do you think is the best?
Well, I think, of course, the whole organization would be great, but we can start small. We can start applying here. We can pilot it in the Latin American division. We are anyway the pioneers in many things. We have always been the pioneers, so I think we could start.